Hey, this is Michael from the future. You guys already know the deal. I keep making these appearances. I just wanted to say that this episode is entirely explicit. I left all of the curse words in. And, I mean, you guys already know. It makes the episodes feel more genuine, you know? And also, there is a trigger warning spot that lasts about 10 minutes or so. And I just wanted to kind of point that out, make sure you guys are fully aware. Check the description of the episode if you guys want to know the exact time jump. That way, you know, if you want to skip it, or just at least know when it's happening. I address it in the episode, but I didn't know how long that segment would have lasted. So yeah, that's just kind of that's all I really have to say. Otherwise, this episode was really fun to record. Lots of laughs, lots of shenanigans, and yeah, man, this is definitely one of my favorite episodes. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll see you guys next week. Later. Well, rather, actually, enjoy the episode.
How will I work toward building meaningful relationships with white people
Ooh.
in the future?
You know, I'll let you choose a card. I have too much power.
Happy Black History Month, yo.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Hey, yo, wait.
Michael, read that for me.
I'm not trying to get canceled, yo. I'm not even kidding.
Michael.
I wish we had a video for this. No. Okay, no, repeat the question you asked again.
I said, how will I go about forming meaningful relationships with white people in the future?
The answer
and the
was...
card I pulled is watching you die.
Ooh.
Happy Black History Month.
Cards Against Humanity keeps it real, yo. Yeah, hi. Welcome to On My Mind, the podcast featuring yours truly, Michael Martinez. Last week, I did a little Q&A episode where you asked the questions and I answered them with Miguel. And now we're on episode 15 of Volume 2, a.k.a. the College Edition. And I have a pretty freaking awesome guest on the show today. So introducing Weatherspoon. How's it going?
Poppin'.
Yeah. I've been trying to get this guy on the show for a while. And not that he was busy, I couldn't. Anyway, this time around.
Pronouns are they, them, by the way.
Yes. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Okay.
So this time around, I'm going to be asking some questions that I have here to guide the conversation, and we're going to kind of pick into the minds of our guest today. So as usual, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And if you want to hear some chill conversations, by all means, just follow the show. Yeah, so I post weekly videos every Saturday at 3 p.m. Actually, this one's it's gonna come out a little late, but that's all right. You can also listen to us on Spotify.
I made a reschedule. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's cool. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you can also follow us on Instagram at OMM the podcast. I don't post often, but you'll see the occasional story for audience engagement, like the Q&A post we did last week. But yeah, with that being said, I think it's time we hear a little guest introduction. So from a list of interesting questions deemed by me, of course, to your usual chatter, I present to you On My Mind. Yeah, so can you give the audience like a brief little introduction? The only question I like to ask is what should they know about you? I know that's still like a broad question, but...
It's so broad. On a personal level, I'm really funny.
Very.
Kind. I like love. Love is dope. I like making people happy. Smiles are my favorite. If you can make me laugh, you're my person. You're my tribe. On a career level, I'm a writer, author, poet. I'm the best-selling author of To Too Many Children, a collection of moments. Also, I Am King. I write, I speak, I make music. I'm the co-founder of the artist organization LLK, which stands for Little Kids. Stream us, you know.
There you go. Link in the description.
And I'm a student, a first year at Bowdoin College, and we thugging. Let's go Bears.
Like not the Let's Go Bears. All right, it's fire introduction. There you go. Yeah, so I mean, clearly, it's a big deal over here, and I'm super happy to have them on the show, and I wanted to start with this because I was like, 3 a.m. looking at random me like Vine compilations, and I swear this is you. Have you ever made a Vine?
I have not, but I've made TikToks, I guess. Yeah. I never made a Vine.
Okay. This sounds just like you. I was freaking out at like 3 a.m. And have you ever seen the he's on X Games mode?
No.
What?
Let me see.
Okay. So hold on, let me do it.
Oh my oh my God, he on X Games mode.
Oh my God.
That's literally
He
you.
on X Games mode. Oh my God.
Yeah, so if you want to watch it.
No, it does sound like me.
Oh my God, he on X Games mode.
That
Slipping
sounds
in
just
this
like
Maine,
you.
this Maine weather, bro.
Oh, it is terrible. It's like now all the snow has kind of gone away and it's just ice, and
Yeah.
that's tight.
Are you like, is that a puddle or am I about to die? Like, that's crazy.
These are the questions we ask here at Bowdoin College. Yeah, no, but I saw that and I was like, that has to be him. That sounds just like you.
It's actually not. But
Yeah, no,
I take credit anyway.
no, I looked it up and apparently that was recorded in Virginia. So
I've never been to Virginia.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to my Virginians though.
Yeah, I think that like the audience comes from like a bunch of different states, but I don't think Virginia is one of them actually.
Really?
Yeah, no, I think we hit like maybe 20 of the 50.
You need to get your viewership up, my guy.
Dude, we only hit like 10 though. It's
Okay,
We
y'all
out
can't
here.
see that, but my guy really just whipped right like stuck in 2015.
dude,
Michael.
the best year. No, well, not really. Yeah, so interesting that you mentioned that. So like I'm planning, you see that camera right there?
Yeah.
I'm trying to employ that by like putting it right here to get like a view of our guests to do video podcasts on YouTube. Sorry, I did a little intro thing last episode saying I could do this now, but then we're not doing it for this episode because I haven't worked it out yet. I have to spend time.
Should be a green screen if that's not already what it is.
No, I don't think so. It's just, I mean, they're just drapes. I think it's to kind of like absorb the sound a little bit and as like an audio thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't just have like foam on the walls, but they do in the other studio. This they just turned it into like a podcast studio, like this or last semester, I mean. So yeah, I've been like emailing the guy who's like in charge of the room, and he's kind of like, yeah, we're working on renovating this stuff. Like these desks are like the libraries like upstairs, and they've been like begging to get them back, but they're here. So yeah, so it might look completely different by the time we graduate. So yeah. Anyway, I wanted to start off with the Vine. I just thought that was funny.
that was a beautiful way to kick it off.
Yeah, and I guess kind of jumping off of that beautiful, what is like your favorite quote?
My favorite quote.
So if you need time to think about it, I'll let you.
Okay.
No, he got it. Or they got it, my bad.
There's this Karen Blixen quote. We don't fuck with Karen Blixen because problematic. Well, not problem. Just lived in a different time, right?
Mhm.
Okay. But, like the further you go back, people.
Right, yeah,
white
totally.
People a lot less, but fuck. What's the quote? Shit.
I didn't want to say anything, but you did cuss earlier. And I was like just sitting here like.
We were just talking about how I'm gonna try not to, bro. Okay,
Yeah.
Anyway,
You know what? I think going forward, this show is just not gonna be like PG anymore. I mean, because the stuff we talk about, Steve.
Like a sailor. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's a coping mechanism.
Oh, okay.
But, perhaps the earth was made round so that we would not see too far down the road.
Ooh.
I really like that quote.
That's you just scared off all the flat earthers out there. I don't know how those people exist. Like, what are you
Your
doing?
first thought. Like, you could have said anything.
Yeah.
You could have said anything. You chose this life. That's crazy.
Anyway, welcome to On My Mind, the podcast. Yeah, so, I mean, that makes sense. But I don't know. I was just thinking about like people who think that the Earth is flat because I'm in astronomy right now, and they really got you thinking of, like about life.
To be honest, on all things scientific and mathematic, I just go off of what people tell me.
Yeah.
Like I have no way of fact checking. Like
I don't think anyone does. Yeah, no.
I really don't. Like I
Just
my
have
phone. That's what I'm working with. Like I'm literally working with my iPhone.
For real.
I forget which edition this is, but it's like I think it's like Max. I don't know.
There you go. You got the iPhone Max.
I have this beautiful thing, and it tells me that the Earth is round sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Flat Earthers have this too. So.
Oh, that's true. Anyway, how do we get here?
Anyway.
This is with the energy of the show. It's side tangents and then just random hard-hitting questions of like quotes. Anyway, so my quote is from a Pokemon movie.
Pokemon.
But I love it because I mean it hits hard for me.
Okay.
So for those of you who are familiar with Mewtwo, Generation 1, he in the movie, the first Pokemon movie that came out like in 1999 or whatever, he said, "I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are."
Wow.
And I was like, ooh, I wanted to make that my senior quote, like in high school, but they had a limit on how many words you can do, and that's 13 words, and the limit was 10, and I was so mad. But you know what my senior quote?
You can't trail off mid-sentence like that.
My senior quote was, "Welcome to On My Mind, the podcast, featuring
really?
yours truly." And then it said my name, so it's like...
That's so quirky. Wait, what kind of high school kid were you?
I was in band.
You were a band kid?
I was a band kid. All my clarinet homies.
Wait,
yeah.
what instrument
Straight A student. Wouldn't clarinet.
Clarinet?
Yeah, I played with the sax a little bit, but then...
My only frame of reference for the clarinet is Squidward. Like that's all I got for you, bro.
Yeah, no, I can guarantee you the instrument sounds much more beautiful than how Squidward makes
he was
it.
Playing though. Don't sleep on my boy because he was hitting that shit. I don't even know what it's like.
Yeah, no.
He was doing his thing.
Yeah, no. Funny story. The first concert and the only concert I ever played for playing the saxophone was for a jazz concert, and we played at the local community college in my city, and I was supposed to play the clarinet that day, but I went back home and I was supposed to go to the college on my own, and I forgot to bring my clarinet from school, and so I left it there. But I had my saxophone under the bed, collecting dust. I'd never touched it, so I was like, what are you gonna do? So then I grabbed the saxophone and then I go to the concert and my band director just looks at me. He's like, "Michael, what are you doing?"
That's improv.
And so I truly captured the essence of jazz by sight reading music that I never, on an instrument that I never really played. I went on X Games.
Oh my god! Oh my god! X Games mode.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was my first and only experience playing.
I really like
sax.
that though. I really like the risk taking. I feel like so many people are risk averse, and sometimes you just gotta go for it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly, I don't really take that many risks.
You did that day though.
I did that day. That was pretty scary. Also, I guess no, like a risk coming here. I mean, I live on the other corner of the United States. That's also a thing.
So it's cold as hell.
It is though. Like
people told me it was gonna be cold, and in my I was thinking like, all right, it's gonna be cold, but I didn't think it would be this cold. You know, like every day you wake up and it's just negative something. But it's been getting better recently.
Oh yeah.
But like
it'll get worse. Yeah, I was looking at the weather. I was like, "Ooh, okay, we're gonna have a nice solid week of like in the 40s," and then next, I think this upcoming week we're back to like depression.
Bro, I saw it was 20. I was like, it's hot outside.
No, literally coming from a place where like 60 is the norm every day, and then coming here, it's like, wow, I was such a baby back home when I'd be like, it's 40 degrees and I'm freezing.
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and like 2015 that's cold.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't go below that generally. Like we get a lot of snow, but we don't get a lot of cold. Here it's both,
Right. When you said 2015, we don't get below, I was like, I got confused because I thought you were going to like attack global warming or something. Like ever since 2015, that was cold, but now not anymore. Never mind.
I see how you might think that, but
yeah. So,
yeah, fuck global warming.
Anyway. So next question. So like, what's your favorite thing to do, just to like pass the time?
This is actually funny, but I've been playing Slither.io a lot.
Yeah. Like the computer game with the snakes?
No, I'll be in a cut. I'll be in the back. In the back of class.
He's like, someone's just looking over there. They're like, they look so concentrated right now.
Actually, let me not snitch on myself. I be at home on my free time. Playing Slither.io.
I remember that game was really. You were telling me I'm stuck in 2015.
No, but there are new variations of it. You have like Paper.io, you have Wormate.io, and Gulper.io. They're all fun.
The IO games came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they're all just bops. Like they haven't made a bad game. Like one will have bad graphics, but it's not bad gameplay.
Right. Yeah, it's just fun.
I like to write, listen to music. I love making playlists.
Ooh.
And like my notes app and my voice like recordings apps are the love of my life. They're what I do all the time because I have like just the stuff in my head that I need to put down so I can use it later.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So if your phone was ever wiped for whatever reason, you'd be screwed.
Not screwed. I would be highly inconvenienced. It's like I'm always making stuff. Yeah. But it's like, damn, nobody's ever gonna hear what could have been fired.
Right.
Without that shit.
Yeah.
It's not in my brain anymore because I put it down. That's a drawback of the technology that is writing and recording.
Mm-hmm.
Memories are so puny.
Because of that?
We used to have bards and griots. Like, they would have remembered,
for real.
Like, entire Bibles full of songs. Like, and now we can't remember the words to our favorite song. And I think that's trash. But anyway.
Okay. You're just going to drop that and be like, but anyway. I love that. Yeah, I mean, no, I get what you mean. It's see, I can't even remember what I was going to say.
I'm saying, right? Like, it's a problem.
It's like we're devolving from our ancestors.
But we're evolving externally, just internally. We're like evolving to the point of like having to do nothing ever because we have stuff for that.
Have you ever seen WALL-E?
Yeah.
And how they just kind of like do nothing?
Oh my God, that's actually so scary.
Damn, that's going to be us in 3022. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, for me, I love playing Pokemon. That's I love playing Pokemon. I'll say it. People think I'm a little kid for it.
Say it. Not you being brave. Okay.
Well, I mean, I've expressed this like a bunch of times on the show.
No,
as a Pokemon
player. As a Pokemon player. It was a glass closet.
I'm about to get so many hate comments now. Oh no, he plays Pokemon. Unsubscribe.
Your literal Instagram handle is
oh right.
Master, bro.
Oh yeah.
Questioning this?
Nah, you're right. Yeah, so I love playing that, and I also love listening to music, and of course playing music in the school's concert band. That's always fun, and Yeah, I used to watch like a lot of shows and a lot of movies, but lately I just haven't had the time to like sit down for like 2 hours and just watch a movie. It's the college life moves too quick.
Right.
Yeah, but I guess on that note though, what's a book, movie, or like show that you just never get bored of?
I can't tell you on the book part because I've only been reading for school.
I hate that so much, dude.
Yeah. And you know, I'm about to be an English major, so like it's 600 pages a week. You know.
Of reading?
Yeah, a lot of across like all 4 of my classes. But for music, I never get tired of John Bellion music. I never get tired of Drake music. I never get tired of Billy Joel. I never get tired of Fletcher. Fletcher's this pop artist. She's really good. Yeah. TV shows, I can never rewatch a TV show after I've watched it. I don't know. It's like a psychological thing.
For me, I think I can only do that with like a sitcom.
Yeah.
That's like the only, because those are like, you know, oh, it's randomly on whatever, and then you just watch it an episode or two.
Like Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, oh, I love that show.
Or if it's like adult animation. Like
Yeah,
if
or
it's like
you're
Rick
right.
and Morty or something like that.
Well, I haven't seen that show.
Oh, you haven't?
No. I started the first episode. I actually knocked out watching it.
Yo, it's actually so good. I'm like envious because you can watch it for the first time. Like,
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Being able to like, can you imagine if we get to the point of technology where they just like put something in our head and we just forget in memory?
yeah.
That's scary.
This conversation is full circle. Now we can't forget fast enough. Like, you know?
That's a skill I have, bringing it together. You know, it's a podcast life. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could forget on command. That would be fire.
I think I wish I could like forget the entire MCU and then relive it again.
Right.
That would be pretty sick.
Just 12 years of straight bangers. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know why people hate on them so much. Just because like they keep pumping out
I think
movies.
when anything is popular enough, it's like,
It's always gonna have.
one, it's gonna dip in quality just because complacent. Like, you cannot get complacent when you're the biggest franchise in like the movie industry, in any industry actually, because their soundtracks be bussin'. And I think you also see like a lot of people who are just majority averse, so they're just not messing with what's popular because they want to be different. And that's okay.
Yeah, I mean everyone's entitled to their opinion, except when you say the Earth is flat. But anyway.
I didn't say that.
I'm kidding. Don't quote me on that.
I swear to God. Okay. Nobody better leave this podcast thinking Weatherspoon in the flat Earth.
No. I mean, I never said that. I'm just. Oh my gosh. Anyway, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grow up, and like, has that changed?
This is gonna sound so dramatic, but
Ooh.
when I was a kid, I just wanted to be alive, bro. Like, I'm from a really dark city.
That's fair.
Actually, no, I wanted to be a drug dealer.
Oh. That's also fair.
My dad wasn't around, but he was living this fantastical gangster life, and I was like, I wanna do that too. My older brothers were stealing, hitting licks, robbing people. I'm like, that's fire to me. Like,
Yeah, it's all about
amazing.
perspective,
Yeah.
right? When that's like your only thing that you know, it's kind of like.
I didn't have a window, and then, no, I got taken into foster care for the first time when I was 8, and then when I left, because I ran away. Now people grab me. Okay, this white lady came and picked me up from school. You know, like the principal calls your name.
Yeah.
The comms, bro. That's so embarrassing.
Weatherspoon, please come to the principal's office.
Literally, King Weatherspoon, please report to insert principal's name. And there was this white lady like, come with me.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo, pause. Sounded a little too intimate on the mic. I've only ever been called to the principal's office once.
What for?
We'll let you finish your story.
Okay,
you gotta build suspense.
You can't say the story. Okay, anyway, she was come with me, so I got put with this lady, and I was like, actually, fuck that noise. I'm grown. I'm 8, but I'm grown.
I'm 8, but I'm grown. Can that be the title of this episode? I'm 8, but I'm grown.
And
I'm writing it down.
I don't remember where I went or for how long. It's a blur. And then, because that was right around the time I started smoking weed and like drinking and stuff too.
Whoa.
Like, all of these bad habits that I just saw older people doing around me that I wanted. So like, they're literally like years of my memory that are just like jumbled up and in pieces. But, fuck, what was the original question?
What you want to be when you grow up?
What did I? Okay. I said alive, then I said drug dealer, and then I went into a backstory about why of the drug dealer. Okay.
Right.
I can track this progression. Okay.
There you go.
And then, you know, by the time I turned 11 or 12, I was just like defeated, done with life, bro. I was like, I have a lot of health issues, so my doctors were literally like, "You're about to die."
Damn.
I was like, "That's cool. Like, I can live with that." I stopped drinking, I stopped smoking cigarettes, I stopped smoking weed, so I was going through, like, withdrawal, and I was kind of liking it, like, for some reason, just because I was, like, it made me feel something, and I was in this, like, really depressed, like, I didn't know how old I was, like, I stopped counting my birthdays, like, it was bad, and then I got put with who would soon become my adoptive mom. And I had this white English teacher, and she was just a blessing. I failed 6th grade because I just didn't go. I was truant. She's like, if you do this, this, and this, you can pass. You won't have to do like a third year of 6th grade. And I was like, bet. And then they also allowed me to take a test where I could skip 7th grade. And I got into my right grade. And she's like, you can write. And I'm like, I can write? Question mark. I joined the National Junior Honor Society. I got a $30,000 scholarship to go to this private school for high school. And then, boom, my introduction to white people. And they're like, oh, you're a writer. And I'm like, I guess I'm a writer. And then a writer is what I wanted to be when I grew up. Yeah.
We were just talking. It's crazy. I love this show. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's an awesome story. And do you like go over that in your novels that you write? Or like, what are they about?
So I haven't written a novel yet.
Oh, my bad.
Actually, they're both poetry collections. One is significantly shorter than the other. To Too Many Children it's about my life. There's brief excerpts in the beginning there, but it's basically just like lyrical, accessible poetry that maybe if you don't like to read boring stuff, you can just like have this essence of literature and have none of the format that you see it in classically. Because I told you I went to this white school and I was learning about all of these like white authors, and I'm like, I really don't want to read this like at all. And that's some people's bread and butter. So like I'm not like I'm not discounting that, but there's also this piece where like, wow, these white authors never would have thought in a million years that like my black eyes would be absorbing their genius, and I wanted to do something with that, and I wanted to create a lane just for people like me, and I think that lane has a lot of room, and I'm excited to see other people in that. Like, I have a lot of inspirations, but Ocean Vuong, Jason Reynolds, Ibram X. Kendi.
I don't know any of these names.
You should get to know them. They're guys. If you think I'm good, they're amazing, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
Whew. I just want to let the audience like sit on that a little bit, you know, let it marinate in their minds as they process what the past 5 minutes were. No, but I mean that's crazy. So I mean, you answered both questions. Like that has changed, and so you still obviously are passionate about writing,
Absolutely.
and that's what you want to dedicate your life to.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Stories is dope.
Yeah. So flipping it 180, you know how we do. So I got sent to the principal's office for you forgot.
I did forget.
Yeah.
Okay, let me hear.
So actually, I don't know if I should tell this story on air.
Listen, don't snitch on yourself.
Wait,
Call the person Timmy.
No,
This
well,
happened to Timmy.
it doesn't matter who it happened to. It's bad end no matter what. Let's just say I took a dare a little bit too seriously, and it's like obviously I was a little fifth grader. I didn't really understand things yet, and I did this thing, and
Wow. Okay, what you're giving us is what we would call a storyboard.
Not the story.
Don't make it to publication, my guy. So I need some more details.
It involved yes.
Wow.
I
so
mean,
you're really gonna
okay,
start the
like
story and not finish it.
if I did this today, I think I would get expelled from the school.
Really?
Probably, or at least suspended or something, because it's like on that level.
Okay.
But also
I've
was
done
in,
some suspendable shit too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah. No, I mean,
We
but
can swap stories. If you tell me this one, I can tell you. One.
I mean, you know what? This is the explicit episode. Welcome to On My Mind, the podcast. Yeah, so I guess this wouldn't really make sense if I used the word Timmy, but I'm going to use it anyway. So I pretty much, I slapped Timmy's ass. On a dare. On a dare. So like, I was like, I think the dare went along the lines of like, if you do this, I'll do that. And then I was like, okay, and then I did it, and then of course, you know, they kept their word, and then we both got sent to the office, and that was a great time. We had a little talk.
Smack someone's ass. Like,
I did.
That's not bad, bro. wait, without their consent?
Well, I mean, obviously, I kind of just snuck up on them, and
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Okay.
I wasn't. Timmy was not the one giving me the dare.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very different. But that's still not like not like I wouldn't say go do that. Like
I wouldn't
that's
say.
not. Oh my god, I'm gonna be
Die
incarcerated for the rest of my life for this.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, like nowadays, people can get canceled for anything. So it's like.
Yeah, but cancel culture isn't the legal justice system. So when I think bad, I think not you're a shit human, but like you're about to get a case for this.
Yeah, that's why I said like if I do this now, I mean maybe it's like kind of falls under like Title IX or something.
True.
So like yeah, that's what I mean. Like it'd probably be pretty bad now. But then again, I was like what 11, so I didn't really know what I was doing.
Isn't that so weird? How like you know that there are these focal points on your body, but they aren't at all sexualized yet.
Stop.
And it's like, so it's like you would literally think to smack someone's ass, but you wouldn't think about what that means at all.
You're right.
Like in the moment.
Yeah.
Like
I was an innocent little kid.
Absolutely not innocent.
No, but I mean like
No, but that's interesting.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's yeah. I guess you're right. It wasn't really that bad, but
Story
also like
I was gonna tell.
Yeah.
Was how Timmy set a playground on fire. And
Okay.
At an elementary school, in an undisclosed location, and yeah, it was really bright. It was like
the fire.
Bro, I swear, like, in the hood, you see some wild shit, and nobody cares. Like, nobody cares. And that's so sad, but, like, I don't know.
Is it, like, nobody cares, or, like, nobody, like, can do anything about it?
It's a lot of both, I think.
Well, I mean,
But I'm starting to believe the second one less because, like, as I pull myself further into change-making situations,
mm-hmm.
I see the world differently. Like, my powerlessness is definitely more inward-bound as I struggle with depression than external, where I struggle with, like I just said, the legal system, the educational system,
Right.
differing opinions. I don't like. I have a lot more power in the real world than I do in my head, which is interesting, and it changes my perspective.
So it's just like a matter of getting to the point where you can acknowledge that and be like, whoa, I do have this power.
Yeah.
I feel like it takes a lot to get there, though.
It does. I like working with kids. Part of why I wrote To Too Many Children was just like, I was speaking to my younger cousins, really. And it's just like growing up in the inner city life, like, it's not often that you get a me out of where I'm from, you know, like just someone who basically grows into the majority white culture and brings that sort of voice, that focal point, that spotlight on where they're from. That doesn't always happen, and I feel like when it does happen, it's not used enough. So like every opportunity I get, I milk it.
Right.
I milk it, and I'm like,
As you should.
yeah. And I'm like, this is what people are capable of if you give them a chance. But even that is like tainted because it's like, you know, I don't recognize the way I sound anymore. Like, it's so standard, it's so eloquent, I'm so well spoken. Like, you know, middle-aged white women will come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, you're so articulate." And I'm like, actually, I want to shoot myself.
Oh.
Your verbal reaction to that is hilarious.
Yeah.
No, but like, yeah, this is so far from my original point, but
Welcome to On My Mind, the podcast. Yeah.
That's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah. So you kind of like mentioned your English teacher that helped you kind of get to this where you are now. Have you had any like professors? Wow, I butchered that word. Have you had any professors that you've been able to build like a solid relationship with in the past semester?
Absolutely. Dr. Brian Purnell, that's my homie.
Yeah.
That's my guy. I actually love him to pieces. I'm getting close with Professor Castleberry.
I don't know her.
She's amazing. She's teaching this holy songs and
yeah.
class that I'm in with Kelly and Sapphire, and it's bussin'. Right?
It's bussin'. You heard it here, folks. If you were interested in taking the holy songs,
it's actually
bussin'.
Bro. Like, I had affirmative action with Pernod last semester.
Yeah.
And it was just so rich with, like, knowledge that it was, like, kind of draining, you know? But for this class, it's like I'm absorbing things in a way that feels good because it's rooted in music.
Well, of course.
Like,
music is powerful.
The affirmative action class was rooted in academia, and I feel like it's good for me to know and it's good for me to experience, but like the way I process things didn't really like feel good in that class. Still worth taking, but I'm getting something different, something more joyous from Castleberry's class this semester.
That's great. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's, so going into the semester, what are some things you're looking forward to?
You did not just ask me that.
Why do you think I have this document in front of me?
How do I give a voting answer?
I was about to take a sip of water.
I'm okay. I'm kind of looking forward to scheduling and, just hanging out with my friends, classes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of just like a question I just threw in there. Perfect.
Bullshit answer too. I was like, you're welcome for that, Michael.
Yeah, of course. All right. So I have a couple of like this or that's.
This or that? Okay, I like that game.
So, or I mean, this or that. Would you rather? The same thing.
Would you rather?
So like, would you rather have to sing everything you say, and you can say as much as you want, right? Or would you rather talk normally but be only allowed 100 words a day?
Definitely 100 words a day.
Ooh.
And just because having to sing everything you'd say would be a production.
You'd be living a musical.
Actually, and it wouldn't be a good one. Like, I like just me personally, I know that would be terrible for my mental health. And me, like, I can be concise. I can edit in my head, It's like 100 words, that's cake, that's easy money. So, yeah.
I'm a terrible singer, but I'd probably have to sing everything I say.
Really?
Yeah. I don't
That's so
know.
surprising because you don't talk that much. Like,
Hey, yo, what's this show
You have
about?
a podcast, but you don't talk that much.
No, actually, he's not wrong, or they're not wrong. I mean, I don't. It's because I've always been more of like a listener, and that's why I love having guests on these shows because, like, I mean, I still do solo episodes where it's just me, and I mean, I can talk for, I don't know, 2-3 hours, and then finally start to be like, okay, I don't have any more to say.
Yeah.
But I just love listening because I'm like one of those people who think that everyone has a story to tell, and I want to be that guy to listen. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Like I've always been a little bit more like on the aside and just observing. But that doesn't mean I have nothing to say at the same time. But you're right. No, like I don't talk. I don't. Like I'm always just kind of there. But like I'm still present and engaged. Yeah. That's how it
I'm
be.
a talker just because I like to make people feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a large part of being comedic is being good with words and timing and rhythm and
Timing is everything.
facts. Slap that on a popsicle stick.
I forgot about those. You just unlocked a core memory, dude. Oh my gosh. Put that on a popsicle stick. I have not had those since I was like in grade school. I'm not even lying.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Another one would be, would you rather only be able to listen to one of the songs you love for the rest of your life, or be able to listen to any of the songs that you hate for the rest of your life?
That's terrible. That's so terrible.
Yeah. That's why I chose this.
Oh my god.
You on escapes mode.
I'm trying to think. Like, what if I learned any of those songs I love?
Ooh.
You know?
I think I could. See, I'm the kind of guy who, like, when I find a song I really like, I listen to it, like,
There's an
on loop.
opportunity for growth in this would you rather? Like,
How would you expand upon it? As in, like, could you change the song you like? Well, I mean, that kind of, I don't know.
This is so hard. It's burning my brain.
It's kind of a brain scramble. I don't know. I try to do something there.
Okay, what music do I actually hate though?
Ooh, see, that's another like thing to think about.
I don't hate music. Like, oh, actually, Kids Bob. It'd be over.
The only thing.
It would be Clippers.
The only thing. It would be clip. I've never heard that expression before.
It would be clips, bro. It would be clips.
Oh. It's like, okay, I'm still listening to the songs I like, but it's the Kids Bop version.
I'm not doing that. Give me my one. Give me my one.
Didn't they do like wap, however you say it?
Wap, wap, wap.
I forgot who did that song, but didn't they?
Cardi B, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so. Didn't they do that like a Kids Bop version of that?
I really think they did. And
why?
Oh
Some songs just aren't meant to be on Kids Bop. Have they made like a Lil Nas X song?
Actually, they might stay away from that. I'm not gonna look for obvious reasons.
That's what I'm saying. No, but Cardi B's okay.
The homosexual agenda be going crazy.
Yeah.
Poisoning our children.
Anyway,
Okay, for the record, I'm very homosexual, so just have that.
Ooh.
y'all can have that.
Probably. I mean, that's something you probably didn't need to say on like the guest introduction, but it'll come up. You know what I mean? Conversation. Hold on, I'm trying to like pull up Google Drive. Where the hell is it? Because I wanted to run some ideas by you. So in 2020, everything was shit. And it was just like I was into. Actually, 2020 was when the podcast was born.
The podcast was born. I like that.
Yeah, it's my child.
That's great.
And I was in quite the creative like stage in my life where I was just writing and I was doing stuff. I made a little tune for the podcast at one point. We used to have it, but not anymore. Then I don't know.
R.I.P. the jingle.
R.I.P. the jingle. It had no lyrics. It was just a little like. Anyway, yeah, and I haven't even started looking at this. Okay, so I like went for whatever reason. I was like, I want to write a book, and I didn't realize how hard that was until I actually started doing it, and so it's hard to think and type in your email and password at the same time. Oh, you gotta be kidding me! I gotta sign in. What is this?
Right.
Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Signing into my email.
One.
Okay. What do you mean I need permission? Oh my God. We'll be right back after this short message. Man, I wish I had sponsors, bro.
Michael's struggling in these streets.
Nah, we're fine. It's all good. Okay, so this was kind of like a novel idea. My girlfriend wanted me to tell you this. When I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have a best-selling author on the show. She was like, hold on. Do you remember this? And I was like, what? Yeah, so this was made in June 22, 2020. This is when the idea came up. So the whole premise, I know you said you do like poetry collections, but this is like a collection of short stories. And I guess this might be, I should probably say like trigger warning or something. Hold on. First of all, are you good with me continuing?
Yes.
Yeah. So trigger warning for I guess a lot of things.
All the triggers.
I was at that stage, I was in those
Some
moments.
spicy shit.
For real. Okay, so the whole premise of the new book that I was thinking about is that it'd be a collection of 3 short stories, and the title of it would be Normal. Yeah, so the stories are gonna be like describing accounts of 3 people. You have a gay white man, a black guy, and a woman, right?
Any woman?
Just a woman.
All right.
Hey, yo, listen. Okay. So I just really wanted to capture the message that like normal doesn't exist, right? And that it could mean different things to different people. And I figured these three people would be like an interesting way to kind of like express that message. And I don't really know what the motivation was. It was just kind of like, I don't know, with the times, I guess, right? It's like middle of 2020. It's like what, the height of the George Floyd kind of like protests going around. Oh wow, America was really I mean, it still kind of is. America was bussin'.
It was bussin'. Like,
yeah,
we had our little reality moment. Like.
Yeah, so like I said, it's about these three people, and I decided to begin the accounts with like the gay white teenager. I don't know. I think I said man before. So it's a teenager, except the reader will not know that the person is gay until the climax of the story. And I figured, it'd start by capturing your idyllic like portrait family. You know what I mean? And because that's what's probably expected from a book called Normal. And as the story progresses, I wanted things to just go absolutely horrible for the main character.
As all stories do.
And I wanted to start with like the dad figuring like out that his son is gay. And have you ever seen the music video to Logic's 1-800?
I have.
That made me cry. That
Really?
is what I wanted to kind of like capture, that like same essence. And so like after that, his boyfriend breaks up with him, and like on the way back to his house, like the main character gets jumped for like his sexuality, and the story ends with him lying on the ground in an alleyway thinking that this is gonna be his new normal. Which is like the common line between these stories. And the next story involves the black young adult in the hood. I really wrote that. I've matured a lot since then. So he's not the most promising young fellow, and he gets caught up in a turf war.
Michael, this is getting worse and worse.
That's what I'm saying. So he gets caught up in. Should I just stop?
No, continue. Please continue.
So he gets caught up in a turf war between two rival gangs, right? His father's in jail for drugs, and the mother's taking care of 3 children on her own.
As you should. That's how you feel, man. During Black History Month, that's how you feel.
You're right, though. February is the best month of the year. Oh man. So anyway, the one day, the main character is out with his best friend who gets killed, like a drive-by with the other people from the other gang, and of course, the main character wants revenge. It's a bit of like a revenge story, and he attempts to like find the guy who killed his friend, but doesn't, no luck. So then shortly afterwards, on his way back, like someone is like running towards him and like shoves past him, as if they're like running away from something. And like a couple moments later, cops pull around the corner, and sure enough, the main character is unfortunately, stopped by them. And
Question mark. Permanently?
So after a bunch of yelling and arguing, the main character, is like about to point to where the real like suspect was headed, and or like who they were looking for or whatever. I don't know. This is just like the storyboard, as you mentioned. And his shirt kind of lifts just a tiny little bit for one of the cops to see the gun at his waistband, and in like just an instant,
by a gust of wind.
Rosa de Guadalupe kind of thing. The last thing that the main character hears is a gunshot as he falls to the ground. Sirens wailing as, the world spirals out of focus. A bit dramatic. But, the kind of that's just normal line, I feel like I was going to include that, like, after his best friend dies. And it's like, I mean, that's just how it is. It's like, it's not right. and the main character being like, I'm gonna do something about it. So that's the second story. The last one involves a woman, and this one can get a little spicy. Again, if you're at this point and you didn't listen to the trigger warning, well, I'm saying. So the last
Michael's about to get canceled.
the last story involves a woman. This one feels like it's gonna be the hardest to write about because you could just go in so many directions with this one. Yeah, so I decided. As I'm saying this sentence, like it's here. Actually, I just want you to like read this. Can you? Hello. Oh my, the iPad sucks. I'm just kidding, Bowden. I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bowden, for the free Apple Pen.
Hey yo, did you see the post that they're gonna give us like MacBooks or something? Which is interesting.
We already have MacBooks.
That's what I'm saying. That highlighted sentence.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you could keep reading on what it says, but I mean, like, yeah.
You'd have to have perfect execution.
That's what I'm saying.
To really like nail this. Just because like the concept, they're all the concepts are rooted in reality.
Of course.
And as to not like make light of that reality, you gotta really come with it as a writer. So if you do it, you gotta do it.
Oh, I don't think I'm doing it.
You're not gonna do it?
I'm probably not gonna. I don't think I could. Like, I don't think I physically could sit down and write these stories.
Writing from a queer perspective, writing from a woman's perspective, and writing from like a gang-affiliated black man's perspective.
All of which, of course, I am none. So
and they're really hard.
So yeah, basically.
They're really hard to encapsulate, especially in English, like just standard like.
Do you think you could do it in like a different language? Or?
No, that's not what I mean. I mean standard English, like with our academic palette.
I see. Yeah.
With our understanding of the language. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I was going through a pretty rough time, and I was all like, "Damn." Like, I think I have it bad. No, I don't. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's kind of like what I guess inspired that.
What's that quote? We tell stories so that we feel less alone.
I guess. Anyway. Yeah. Welcome back to those who skipped the jump.
Actually, a great laugh. Like,
yeah. Well. I was like so serious about all this.
No, I'm saying like they're great ideas, but the execution has to be.
Yeah, like it could easily go so wrong. I get what you mean.
So many people try and just don't hit the mark. And yeah.
I just kind of wanted to like share that out there. Yeah. Wow.
For the perspective of the black one, read my book.
There you go. Do you have like an Amazon link or something? Or I mean, can you like where can you get it?
You can just it's on Amazon. You can just look it up though. If you type in the name, it'll.
Can you imagine just being like? Can you imagine like just type up "On My Mind" the podcast and you'll see it? I'm kidding.
No, actually though, just type up.
Dude, okay. If you search up "On My Mind" the podcast, you get like some random ladies. Like she's old. Like I don't know her name, but I think her name is like Diane, and it's literally just like "On My Mind" podcast, and I think she just talks about stuff. I have no idea. Wait, hold on. Let me search it up real quick. So if I search up "On My Mind" the podcast on Google, yeah, I get Diane Rem. Not at all. Yeah, and basically her podcast is a weekly podcast features newsmakers, writers, artists, and thinkers on the issues she cares about most. What's going on in Washington, ideas that inform, and the latest on living well as we live longer. And some of her episode titles are like, "Oh, she's still going." Okay, so her latest episode came out on Friday. A comeback for organized labor? Question mark.
Wow.
Definitely not my show. Instead, what you guys are rocking with is On My Mind, the podcast featuring yours truly. Welcome to the podcast, and I hope that this project filled with rambling, voice cracks, and random guests would help distract you from doing your homework. When did I write this? If you want to listen to a dude who doesn't know stuff about things, clearly, then this show is for you. We talk about all the crazy things that goes on in our minds. I don't know anything, bro. Yeah, but I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn by hearing other people's stories. That's kind of like my whole thing.
Yeah. You know, actually, my brother and I wrote a song called "On My Mind" recently.
No way.
Deadass.
I'm gonna have to get some of the royalties on that thing. Cause I'm kidding. Yeah, you know how many?
By Pokemaster.
He threw the Instagram username.
Cause you really need your ass whooped for this. Like, what? Why, Michael? Why? Anything. You could have named it after a Pokemon, and you chose Pokemaster.
Because that's like my gamer thing.
That's your gamer tag?
That's my gamer tag. It's like M Pokemaster.
I can't think. My gamer tag was like Oracle or something like that.
Oh, like of Delphi?
Like that. Like the one of Delphi.
Or Delphi. I'm so stupid.
I don't know how it's
I took
pronounced.
classical mythology last summer. We were in the same class.
We literally were in the same class.
Oh my! Well, to be fair, there was like 50 people in that class.
Bussin. It was like not for me.
No, I mean some of the stories were interesting, but
No, that's true. That's true.
but I mean, yeah, you're right. It was a lot of reading, and it was not always a super mega fun time. But yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next segment of the show. I have a pack of Cards Against Humanity here, and I feel like this can go super wrong as well. But we'll see how this goes. So yeah, I got this idea off of one of you guys. Actually, this was a fan submitted segment idea called Tarot Cards, where you take Cards Against Humanity, and you basically. I mean, for those of you who don't know how tarot cards work, it's kind of like a prophecy, like what is your fate kind of thing by using cards.
Fuck my day up.
What?
Because we don't have a chance. It's a Cards Against Humanity deck. We're not gonna get something good. Like,
I mean, the hope is that it's entertaining, though.
true.
You know, content. Yeah, I'm a slave to the YouTube algorithm.
Like History Month.
Oh,
like,
I'll stop. You know what? I'm glad I have Weatherspoon here to keep me accountable. I should stop talking for the rest of the episode. You know what?
Cancel this man.
I'm gonna just leave the room. I'll be back. See y'all.
Expeditiously.
Okay, so yeah, so we have Cards Against Humanity. It's times like this where you could probably see how red my face is, and
No, you're actually hilarious.
okay. Should I just not post this episode? Put it under a paywall or something?
Listen,
No, I'm kidding. I love this episode. I don't know how, but every time I do a new podcast episode, like it just kind of becomes my favorite to record. It's just it progressively
I didn't know
gets.
this was gonna be this fun. I've had some belly laughs. like this is actually a vibe.
All right, so questions. We have to ask the box of Cards Against Humanity, and we'll see what happens. So
Already?
I guess I'll go first. Why don't we start spicy?
Spicy. Okay.
How will I die?
Okay.
All right, what are we feeling? What are we feeling? What are we feeling? let's say this
Pray for
card.
Michael, yo.
The flaming wreckage of the International Space Station.
Period.
Okay, that seems believable. I'm actually okay. You're onto something. Cards Against Humanity.
You listen to Gunna?
No.
You sure?
Wait, who?
You know Pushing P?
I've heard that phrase thrown around a little bit. I don't know what it means.
He has like the #1 album in the world right now.
Right now?
Well, I don't know if right now, but he did like maybe 2 weeks ago.
No, I don't know.
But yeah, that's Gunna. Anyway, keep pulling.
Keep pulling. Oh, am I supposed to draw multiple?
Oh, is it my turn now?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome to On My Mind,
pull.
the most structured show in the world. I try, man. I'm a one-man show.
Michael.
The only guy I edit, I set up the record. Anyway.
That's very P of you.
That's what? I'll take that as a compliment. Let's go. I'm still waiting on the question.
Okay. Where am I gonna be in 5 years?
Oh, God. All right, this one's speaking to me.
My face is not looking good. Crazy anal orgasms.
In 5 years.
Hey, I didn't know it was about the bottom like that. It is more life, more everything.
I mean, if you want to try again, by all means, I'm down. We have a ton of cards.
I didn't know it was about that life, but I really am.
You wait.
5 years, that's all it took. Like,
Ow. My bad. I hit the mic. Okay. What will I do in the episode that blows up and gets 1 million views of the podcast? Being turned into sausages.
That's a dark episode.
That's a dark episode. So in the episode that blows up, I just have to be turned into a sausage.
Yeah.
Fair, easy. I got that. Next episode, catch you next week.
R.I.P. Big Mike. What makes you smile?
What makes me smile? What makes Michael smile?
What makes Michael smile?
Feeling the emotion of anger.
Right on.
Right on. Yo, honestly, when I was doing like a little test, because I mean, obviously, like I thought this was a great idea. Thank you to the person who submitted it. But what's going on?
I literally don't. I'm loving it though. It's a vibe.
Okay. What is the president who is going to be elected in 2048 going to be most known for?
Okay.
2048. How far is that? It's like 20 years.
Hot lettuce.
That's it.
Yo, has anyone come out with that yet?
Hot lettuce.
Hot lettuce. Like spicy lettuce.
So if we ever see a politician who's really into hot lettuce, you who knows? You heard it here on My Mind, the podcast.
These are very real taros. Like,
all right.
How are you and the love of your life gonna spend your 60th anniversary?
Ooh, hope it's not being turned into sausages.
Right.
I don't even know how to say this word. Isn't it like quinoa, something like that?
Yeah, quinoa.
Isn't that like seeds?
I can see you eating quinoa
I've literally never tried it.
on your 60th anniversary.
You know what? Something simple. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid, kids.
Wait, what'd you say? I didn't catch it.
I said keep it simple, stupid, kids.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. How will I build a relationship with one of the professors here? With bad emotions I don't want. I could see that happening, actually.
Yeah. Very feasible.
I'm starting to think they're onto something here. I don't know, man.
How will I work toward building meaningful relationships with white people
Ooh.
in the future?
You know, I'll let you choose a card. I have too much power.
Happy Black History Month, yo.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Hey, yo, wait.
Michael, read that for me. Michael, read that for me.
I'm not trying to get canceled, yo.
Michael, read that for me.
I'm not even kidding.
Michael.
I wish we had a video for this. No. Okay, no, repeat the question you asked again.
I said, how will I go about forming meaningful relationships with white people in the future?
The answer
and the
was...
card I pulled is watching you die.
Ooh.
Happy Black History Month.
Cards Against Humanity keeps it real, yo.
I love my white people. I just want you to know. One of my favorites.
Oh, man, that's so... I think we got to do one more. We can't end it on that.
We can't. We really can't. That's so wild.
Oh, my God. That was uncalled. That's foul, bro.
That's actually foul.
Oh, okay.
I think Michael set me up, yo.
I literally handed you the box.
Jedi mind trick.
Everything's just not looking good for me right now. Yeah. Okay. What'll be? No, that's a bad question. Damn, I don't know. I'm still kind of like flabbergasted by that last one.
No, actually. Yeah. Oh my! I so wish everyone else was here. This would have made the whole episode. Oh my God! We need a witness.
I know,
really
no, literally. Oh my God. Okay. All right. My last question. Did we pull four? We pulled 4 cards. So I guess to make it a nice even 5. 5 is an odd number. I'm really struggling right now. Do you have a question? Not me being a STEM major. Computer science, ayo.
Bro, men in STEM are not getting it right. They're not getting it right now.
What is going to be the topic of Weatherspoon's next song?
Hey.
Getting eaten out by a dog.
Listen.
Actually, if you can make that
I will
happen.
be hearing no one out. Can't do it.
Oh, I can't do it?
Can't do it.
All right.
Can't do it. Maybe my next album, but my next song, like this.
All right, fair.
Yeah.
If that could somehow work its way into like a line in a song, I don't. It's just like randomly
I can
thrown out
actually
there.
do that. I love like, like Biggie will leave Easter eggs and just say some really off the wall stuff.
Yeah.
Eminem did that too. J. Cole does it occasionally. Kendrick always. But yeah, maybe that'll be one of my Easter eggs.
Getting eaten out by a dog.
Yeah. 'Cause why not?
Just why
More
not?
life, more everything. Why'd you give me the card?
The last one. I don't know.
I thought you did it. I'm doing the last one? Are we making it a nice even 6?
No, because we both drew 4, right? And I was like, we can both draw 5. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
A nice even 6. That's good. That's good. I mean, unless you want to end it on there, I mean, that's fine too. We're
What
at.
did the cat say to the dog?
Ooh, very, very hard. Thought provoking.
This is so hard to pick up. The sweet forbidden meat of the monkey. The cat said to the dog. So I guess they eating monkeys.
Anyway, thank you for listening to this week's episode of the podcast. And thank you for those. Or thank you to that person who submitted
wait,
this.
Is this why cats and dogs bite people?
Because we're monkeys. Evolved from
The
monkeys.
sweet forbidden meat. Anyway.
It's not that deep, bro. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And thank you to the person who submitted the topic idea or segment idea. That was interesting. If you guys don't see me next week, it's because I stopped doing the show. And and we'll see how
He
this...
got canceled with this.
We'll see.
That's 100% what that means. Bro was asked to vacate the premise.
Next episode will be me in California.
Oh my God.
If you enjoyed the episode, give it a like, subscribe, and yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And with that being said, this has been on my mind. See you next week. Maybe. Bye.